Welcome to One Awesome Autistic. In this video I'm talking a little bit about fine motor skills. Not a lot of people know what fine motor skills are. Not a lot of people know that there is a connection between having issues with fine motor skills and autism. If you are lucky enough to be diagnosed in childhood, then one of the things that is usually spoken about is how it affects your fine motor skills. And what fine motor skills are is basically your ability to use your hands to do mainly fiddly, smaller tasks. And if you're diagnosed as a child, then occupational therapy will be discussed, and this won't be then as much of an issue going on into adulthood. However, I wasn't diagnosed as a child, I was diagnosed as an adult, so therefore this is a subject that has never been approached by healthcare professionals to me. Occupational therapy has not been given to me as an option to help, and I really struggle with my fine motor skills. Now, growing up, I just figured, and this may sound silly to some people, but I have quite long fingers. These fingers were made for playing the piano, and I was always told that growing up. I have long fingers. I'm only 5'2", my boyfriend's 6'2". When we put our hands together, mine are nearly as big as his, just because of the length of my fingers. That's how long my fingers are. So I always kind of thought it was because my fingers were really long that they kind of just get in the way of each other. The first thing that I noticed growing up that I had issues with was my ability to write. I learnt to write quite early, and I can write faster than I can think, and therefore my writing is always incredibly messy. This is also quite common with people who are autistic, people who have ADHD and other neurodivergent people. I was always told off because I wasn't holding my pen properly, which is something like that. Now I can do it, but if I carry on like this, I'm going to be in pain with this hand very, very quickly. I hold my pen like this, and this was always really normal, and I just figured it was because, like this, my fingers are quite long, and maybe this was just more comfortable and this was just more painful just because the way my fingers were. So that was always the first issue, that I wasn't holding a pen properly. But I adapted in my own way, as a lot of late diagnosed autistic people tend to do. You tend to sort of adapt as you go along in life. Other things that this really bothers is I have a really hard time cutting vegetables, particularly round vegetables and fruits like onions. I cannot hold an onion and cut it. I get to about halfway and I can no longer, there's not enough onion for me to grip. These things, the only reason I have one of these in my house is because my boyfriend uses it. These things were created by wizards, only for wizards to use. I have no idea how to use one of these because my hands and my brain cannot work it out. And I just cannot hold this properly, and I just cannot. Turning this bit just hurts this finger and hurts my thumb. No, it's impossible. Also, the absolute bane of my existence because of my fine motor skills and lack thereof is packets like these. These stupid little, I know they're meant to be easier, but for me they're a lot harder. I really struggle, and as you can probably see, this packet is all ripped because I cannot open packets because my hands just do not work that way. Packets and cardboard boxes, my cereal boxes, just cardboard at the top tends to just be ripped off because my hands cannot deal with trying to open a cereal packet properly, and packets like these. So these little stupid things, this one's actually not even stuck together because it is so difficult trying to line this up and put it in the right place. It's just not happening. While this might not be something that may seem very serious to people, this affects my daily life and my daily living because I have to adapt things, and doing basic things is a million times harder. For example, I cannot eat anything in a tin because I need one of these and I can't use it. So therefore, if it doesn't have a peel tin with a little thing on the top like a can, I can't open it, and even those I cannot get my finger under it because my hands don't work that way. So I've actually found a way where if you use a packet of tablets like ibuprofen and slip it underneath and pull it up, that works. It is quite a everyday living problem that isn't spoken about enough. Occupational therapy is available for adults as well, but it is just trying to get it as an adult is so much harder because it's kind of seen almost along the mentality of you can't teach an old dog new tricks, in that once you're an adult that you're not going to be able to learn new techniques and ways to adapt. It is possible, and if it makes your daily living a lot better, then it's worth going for. So if you are struggling with your fine motor skills, if you are finding you are having difficulties with your hands, then speak to your GP about occupational therapy and highlight how much of a difference it will make to your daily living. There's also the knock-on effect as well of this is things that should be taken into consideration when it's to do with benefits. So this is something that should be spoken about more to do with PIP, because they talk about being able to carry things and stuff like that, but they don't highlight as much being able to open things. If you cannot open most packets and tins and things that have food in, how are you meant to feed yourself? But that's it. That's my ramble about fine motor skills and how it can affect autistic people in daily living. If you've got this that far, thank you for watching and thank you for putting up with my rambles. But that is it from me this week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.